telling a 5-year-old that his father passed away was horrible, because it was just so much chaos, so many people, so much crying. It was just a really, really bad day. I thought that I could just figure it out with just me and him and my family. What about the fact that you are not where you were 5 years from now?
Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Lucia and I'm the founder of Sisters Overcoming Together, and today we have Katrina and she'll be talking to us about the loss of her son's dad and how she suddenly became a single mother.
Hi everyone, grateful to be here. So my name's Katrina and I'm a single mother of a young man now, and I'm just going to talk to you about the trials and tribulations of single motherhood.
Yes. So the first question that I have for you, Katrina, is can you please tell us how it was for you when you lost your son's dad?
So it was really difficult, especially in the beginning. He was only 5 years old, and telling a 5-year-old that his father passed away was horrible. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. But slowly we got through it, very slowly. But it was just, it took a lot of talking, a lot of, I'd probably say a lot of prayers, a lot of family came to our rescue. Things like that.
Thank God for family.
Right?
Could you just explain, or could you talk to us a little bit about the day you got the phone call? Like, what were you doing at that time? What happened?
So at the time I was out with my girlfriends, and my phone rang, and they didn't tell me exactly what it was right away. But they were like, something happened to him, come to the hospital right now type of thing. And then, so I left right away and went straight there. And then when I got there, it was just so much chaos. Like, honestly, I don't even really remember the day because it was just so much chaos, so many people, so much crying. It was just a really, really bad day. I don't even remember how I got home that night, to tell you the truth. I just remember getting there and then being in bed after. I don't remember, once they told me, I don't remember after that. It's like I almost blacked out. I don't even remember. Yeah.
And how was it for your son? You said he was 5.
Right, so he was 5, and then I didn't tell him right away because I had to figure out what I was gonna do. Right, and obviously I had never gone through that before, so it was just something where I just had to take a minute and just figure out put my words together and figure out what I was gonna say to him. So even after I told him, it was still a lengthy process with family and things like that.
Yeah, because he's 5 and.
Right.
He was 5, sorry.
Yes, but he knows, but he doesn't know.
Yeah.
He knows, but he doesn't understand.
He knows, I'm not going to see daddy again, but...
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's a very awkward age for something like that to happen to a child, right?
Yeah. And did your son ever get therapy? I know you said he's
right.
older now. How old is he?
So he's 24 now.
Okay.
But we didn't do therapy, and that's actually one of my regrets, that I didn't do therapy with him. And it wasn't because I had no resources or lack of funds or whatever. I think that it was just, I thought that I could just figure it out with just me and him and my family. Right? But now in hindsight, I feel like I could have gained more knowledge if I had. But at the time I was like, oh, I can take care of this on my own.
Like, you got this.
Right,
Like, you
right.
know.
But thinking about it now, I really should have taken it.
And why do you say you should? Like, do you think it would help him the way he does certain things now, or why is it?
Yeah, so now he's very quiet about it. He
Mhm.
really doesn't express a lot of, like he has memories, but not too many. And I feel like maybe, you know, he's probably suppressed a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't talk about it much and whatever. So maybe counseling would have helped him in that way. But who knows now, right? If it would have helped or harmed. But at the time, I just felt like I could handle it myself.
So do you think it's a little bit too late? I don't think it's ever
Yeah, no, I
late.
don't think it's ever too late.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And if he was open to it, for sure I would.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And so can you just tell us a little bit about how it's been for you raising now a man
Mm-hmm.
on your own?
So, luckily enough, like I'm so blessed where he's really, really good. I have
Thank
no issues with him. Like the only thing is maybe him cleaning his room is probably my only issue, and if that's an issue, then I have no
so
problems.
minor.
So, you know, he goes to school and he works and he has
Good.
manners and he has respect and things like that. So I'm very blessed in those ways. But there are things that only a man can teach another man that
Yeah.
I can't necessarily teach him, you know? Like, as a mother, you're very nurturing, you're naturally nurturing, you're, no, don't do that, no, like, things like that, right? So I can't help that part of me because that's, you know, that's
Yeah.
how God made me, right? But I feel like he missed out on that part, right? Yeah, I feel like he missed out on that part. But otherwise, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the way he turned out, absolutely.
Good, and it
Yeah.
sounds like you've
Yeah.
done your best.
Absolutely. He and we are like best friends.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Aw, so
We're
cute.
truly like best friends. We really are.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So I just have one more question, and because you are an overcomer,
Mm-hmm.
what are some advice that you have for someone that's going through the same thing that you have went through?
Seek counseling, I would say. I would also say absolutely draw closer to God. Seek, you know, your pastor's guidance. Lean on your church members. I'd probably say, what else would I say? I definitely say, and we don't usually do this like in the Black community, definitely get your life insurance for yourself, for your loved ones, for your son, your daughters, things like that. Don't be like, you know, like in our community, it's like, oh, when you do that kind of stuff, it's like you're they say you're drawing down death on
Yeah,
you, and it's absolutely not true, right? So you have to think that if we're all alive, we will always, all of us will have an end date.
Yeah.
We all have an expiry date, and I work in the hospitals and I see all ages,
Yeah.
from newborns to 110-year-olds, right? We all have an expiry date. I've bagged enough bodies. So when something like that happens, you always want to be able to grieve your loved one without having to think, I have to go to work tomorrow, or I have to pay the mortgage, I have to pay the rent, I have to, you know, you don't want to be thinking about that kind of stuff when you're supposed to be grieving.
Yeah.
So that's always my advice to people. Make sure your will, your life insurance, your critical illness is on point.
And that's really a good advice,
Yeah.
especially for like young mothers. You know,
Absolutely.
It's an amazing advice.
Yes.
So thanks for that. So was it hard for you was it hard? Did your child's father, did he have life insurance?
So he didn't. He
Okay.
was only 25 when he passed away.
Oh, okay.
So we were really young. He was
Yeah.
25 and I think I was maybe 21.
Okay.
Yeah. So so we were really young, but
Yeah.
that doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, you can still take out policies on babies.
Yeah, because
right?
I got my life insurance for my daughters when I was 19.
Right.
Because I had them young too, right?
Right.
So as 19, I don't even know why it took so long. I should have just got it as soon as I had my daughter. But 19 was the age I got life insurance for all of us.
Right, right.
Yeah.
It doesn't, the age doesn't matter. And it's actually better to get it when they're younger.
Yes.
Because the rate is so cheap and you can lock in that rate for a lifetime.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
I could pay $40 for my son right now forever.
Yeah.
And then he takes me off and puts maybe his wife on as a beneficiary, puts his children on as a beneficiary. Right? So, yeah, it's very important.
Oh, that's good. And is there anything else you'd like to add? Anything else you'd like to tell anyone?
I'd probably just say just stay strong, you know, should something like that happen to you, or even it doesn't have to be like, you know, a husband, a boyfriend, but, you know, stay strong. And I'm living proof that, you know, there's light at the end of the tunnel for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so good. Yes, you are strong, independent, you're awesome, you are amazing. So yeah, what's one word that you live by?
One word that I live by is credit. I feel like we need to give ourselves more credit. We need to pat ourselves on the back for the things that we've accomplished, right?
That's a good one.
Yeah, I feel like we don't, nobody does it enough. Everybody's, you know, comparing yourself to the Joneses and, you know, I need a better job and I need to make more money and I need. What about the fact that you are not where you were 5 years from now?
That's true. That's good.
Right?
That is so
What
good.
about the fact that you don't do the things you used to do 10 years ago? Right? So give yourself some credit.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. So this is Katrina and I'm Lucia, and thank you everyone for watching, and thank you so much for coming. And yeah, see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.